sins, take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins, take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, keep me in the palm of your mighty hands. Father, don't let me fall. False excuses, know you heard them all. Could've ignored me, but you heard my call. And you refuse to let your servant fall. You know that rolling, keep on calling. Every now and then I get withdrawals. Man, they hit different when your sins the center of it all. Have you forget about that time you violated laws? And you needed Abba to forgive you, he forgave it all. That's why I pray that you remember me for memories that made you smile and not the ones that made you judge the least. Father, I pray that when you raise up out that judgment seat, that you see it fit for me to reign with you above the beast. But at the least, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, even if I fall, I know he in charge. The great shepherd of the sheep, I know he hear my voice. He gave me life or death for real, I don't deserve a choice. Took all of those things that was against me, then he made it void. I said, yeah, how was shine? Follow me down these wicked roads, don't let that drama slide. Cause it's been written on them scrolls right when they prophesied. And it don't matter how it goes, you never left my side. Even though I should've died. Why? But your grace is sufficient. Look how you took my wicked mind and different place was missing. Look how you took my spirit blind and then you gave me vision. Even though I was out of line, I refused to listen. You gave me wisdom. That's why all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah.
Soldier Yatham, Siren 2, let's get it, let's get it. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled and not past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no talebearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan. Seem like a never end the war between flesh and the spirit. I heard that voice say this the way I pray my loved ones hear it. I'm treating sin like it got cooties, don't wanna get near it. If not pertaining to the Father, I'm sorry, I'm fearless. Won't take a left turn all right when it's a narrow path. You keep the law, you get the kingdom, I can simple math. Boast in your house all day on Hamashiach's behalf. Deny the mark of the beast, so drink from the cup of wrath. Keep your spirit pure, practice on fasting and praying. You will say you must multiply your faith and your patience. Love thy neighbor as thyself, don't never betray me. And if you're tempted, pray and say, get thee behind me, Satan. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled and not past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no talebearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan.
I'ma do it how I love, I got my faculties. And every single precept make my point to value these. Example, humble me, I'm grounded like what gravel be. We law about in any shirt with fringes, that's my casualty. Revelation say the savior color copper be. Our own, hate your kind, but front them crackers, copper please. Fall balance, abomination to God, so now obviously. Give you fair warning, don't try that angle, that's our size of lead. Off the muscle, not one to just watch it suffer. Don't be respect of persons, anywise rebuke your brother. Prepare myself for tribulations, that which worketh patience. No thinking about being grimy, get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan.
When you brought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled and not past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no talebearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get thee behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get thee behind me, Satan.
Above all nations, a brand rooted with our heritage in mind. Featuring the Babylon Has Fallen hoodie, this mighty piece is a bold statement describing the times we're living in. Also perfect for keeping warm while standing firm in your faith. You won't be able to miss the vibrant Song of Solomon tee, inspired by Song of Solomon 1 and 10, a piece that represents our royal heritage that the Most High gave us. Head over to aboveallnations.shop to grab yours now. They're moving fast. That's aboveallnations.shop. Kwame Yashwala. Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
Shalom, shalom, Yahweh Allah, shalom.
Wow.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Baraka Thum. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Shamar Atham. To our sisters, welcome to Conversation for the Nation, C4N. All right, we got a very hot topic to talk about this evening. All right, America versus everybody. America versus everybody. Or you can flip that thing and say everybody versus America. A prophecy is unfolding. We're going to get into this thing. It's a beautiful thing in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted, family, all right, about unnecessary matters, all right, that surround us, okay? Don't be distracted because prophecy is unfolding, all right? And you have to be focused as a watchman, okay? Sisters have a role as well. All right, but our brothers, you have to be focused as a watchman so that you can see the times and you can warn the people. That's what a true watchman does. Okay, we're out here sounding the alarm. All right, we're blowing the trumpet. Okay, we're blowing the trumpet because the Most High speaks by the mouth of his holy servants. Okay, his prophets. Khan? All right, all praise to the Most High. As you see to the front, all right, you got the new moon first month. New moon first month is going to take place March the 28th at evening. That's our new year. That's our new year. Huh? Yeah, that's right. The new year is not in the dead of winter. All right. You've been hoodwinked, been bamboozled. You've been lied to your whole life. That's why when April 1st roll around here, they tell you April Fools. Because they understand that the real new year is when actual life comes forth. All right. When you start to see the trees budding, you start to see the grass turning green. I'm starting to see it right now. I'm starting to see it right now. Okay, life is coming on it. That's the new year, and the Bible even tells us it's the new year. Huh? So we're gonna believe God rather than man over here. Huh? So new moon first month. If you would like to congregate with the Sons of Thunder Israelites in Atlanta, Georgia, for the new moon first month, which is going to be our new year, send us an email at sotfeastday@gmail.com to RSVP. Let us know how many people you're going to bring with you. That way we can accommodate you, brothers and sisters, with seating. All right. Most importantly, the word through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And we're going to feed you too, Yasha Allah. We're going to feed you. We're going to have a Yapa time. All right. In the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And come on out and gather with your brothers and sisters, especially if we never seen your face before, Israel. Okay. Especially if we never seen your face. Come out and see us. Come. All right. Also, we got the Passover. All right. The Lord's Passover 2025. Okay. The Lord's Passover 2025, Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 5 is what we verify. April the 11th at evening. April the 11th at evening. Go ahead and RSVP, brothers and sisters, so we can give you all of the necessary information you need. Okay. For your travel. All right. For your seating. As you can see, we're going to wear, the colors are going to be emerald green and gold. Try to get as close to that as possible there, brothers and sisters, okay? Emerald green and gold is going to be our colors for the Passover. We'll give you all of the rest of the Salakia. We'll give you the other important information when you reach out and RSVP, okay? But let us know how many people you're going to be bringing with you, okay? All right, and here's the thing. All right, we're gonna let you know how we're gonna dictate the seating. Okay, what we consider a family to be, okay, and what we consider a single person or a single ticket to be. All right, we'll give you all that unnecessary information. Make sure you RSVP. All right, as soon as possible. And that goes for you soldiers too. All right. All right, everybody in the Sons of Thunder, you need the doggone RSVP. Just because you're a member of SOT don't mean you automatically, all right, get a seat. Okay? You need to go ahead and RSVP. That way we get you down, get your family down, all right, and get you reserved the right way. God, all praises to the Most High. All right, Shema Mashiach, Yahawashah. Good to see Yasha Allah, all right, in the building, all right, this evening. Once again, the title of the lesson, America versus everybody. Once again, I said before, you can flip that thing and say everybody versus America. Okay, it don't matter. It's prophecy. Either way it go. Okay, and as we see this thing unfold, all right, it's a beautiful thing. All right, I'm rejoicing over here. Okay, I'm rejoicing over here because we see this thing coming to pass. And we had a very trying couple of weeks, so I say a few weeks, here in the past, but we got to pick that thing up. Okay, we got to pick that thing up, and we got to drive on and stay in the spirit. Okay, because we got Israel on our back. Okay, we're the leaders of Israel. That's just what it is, whether they're in the truth or not. Okay, whether they're in the truth or not, we are the leaders of Israel, and you need to take that role very seriously. Okay. You take that role very seriously. All right, represent for your people. All right, and strive for the right goal. Okay, and that's to receive that crown. All right, well done, my good and faithful servant. See the brothers, they're recognizing the attire. Okay, that's right. We got the IDC. Okay, we got the IDC, which is the official outfitter. All right, for the Sons of Thunder Israelites. Okay, and I'm wearing that thing today. Finally got my T-shirt. All right, to come in. Okay, here's the storefront. Okay, let's see if I can get that thing to pull up. All right. Thing don't want to work for me tonight there, brothers. All right. Okay, so you want to get that thing, make sure you reach out to us, man. We'll give you, all of the necessary codes so you can access, all right, our store. All right. And if you are a member of certain platforms, you may be entitled to certain discounts. Okay. All right. But you look at that design, that beautiful design. Okay. Everybody can't get up in there. That's what that design represents. Okay. That sword, okay, is moving. All right. In every direction. All right. Blocking the entrance. All right. Of the gates. God. All to the Most High. All right. Bahashemu Mashiach Yahushua. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Represent for the nation. This right here is uniform, man, for the nation, man. Y'all need to get that thing. All right. The heathen be wondering, man. They see certain things, man. When I be out in the public, got my Hebrew written on my cap. You know what I mean? Got the vulture, all right, on my shirt with the Hebrew inscriptions. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Hey, the black leaf, all right, the black leaf. They don't understand the black leaf. All right, conquer all. They don't understand, man. Okay, the devils be trying to figure out what the attire mean. All right, but all praises to the Most High. All right, Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh. We got these devils confused. Okay, we got these devils confused, and we got them thinking. All right, and they can't stop this prophecy. All right, they can't stop this prophecy. Hey, as a matter of fact, hey, I wasn't going to go here. All right, but open up your apocryphas, brothers and sisters. Okay, and get me the book of First Esdras. I want to say First Esdras. Okay, give me the book of First Esdras, because what's going on is all done. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. Get me First Esdras. Y'all bear with me real quick. I want to say it's chapter 2. Yep. Okay. So go to First Esdras. Give me chapter 2. Okay. And just go ahead on and read it. All right. From the top. Khan Adawan, I got that thing. All right. Wearing it proud. I still got to get that crew neck. You know what I mean? I don't want you might have took that thing down, man. I know I've been prolonging. I've been in my slumber. Okay. Got to shake that thing out. You know what I mean? Got to shake that thing out. I work nights here, brothers and sisters. You know, and sometimes I forget to do certain things. Okay, but hey, give me first Esdras chapter 2 and verse number 1. What's going on right now? Okay, what's going on right now? It's all of the Most High. Okay, it's all of the Most High. Give me that. Read that.
Another one.
And then we're going to shout the people out y'all in the back. We ain't forgot about them. Okay. All right. Go ahead and read that.
This is the book of First Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, in the first year of Cyrus, king of the Persians, that the word of the Lord might be accomplished, that he had promised by the mouth of Jeremy. The Lord raised
when the scriptures say Jeremy, it's talking about Jeremiah. Go ahead, King.
The Lord raised up the spirit of Cyrus, the king of the Persians, and he made proclamation through all his kingdom. And
now it said the Lord raised up the spirit of Cyrus. Cyrus is king of the Persians and the Medes. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, it may not make sense to some, but it makes sense. The Lord raised up the spirit of Cyrus, which is the king of the Persian and the Medes. Okay, read on here, King.
Another one. I
want you to read verse 3 all the way through.
Saying thus, said Salakia, saying, thus saith Cyrus, king of the Persians, the Lord of Israel.
The Lord of who?
The Lord of Israel.
Don't get it twisted. The Most High God is the Lord of Israel. Read.
The Most High Lord hath made me king of the whole world.
Cyrus recognized that the Most High God of Israel, Israel's king, Israel's God, made him king of the whole world. Khan? All right. And the same thing goes, all right, with this fool we got up in office, man. Agent Orange himself. Okay. Same thing goes with Vladimir Putin. Same thing goes for Zelensky. Same thing goes, all right, for, you know, the Joker over in China. Okay. I ain't gonna even try to pronounce some of these doggone names, man. Okay. All of these guys that are reigning, that are in power, the Most High set them up. Okay. And he's stirring the pot right now. You know, this, hey, I'm going to go ahead and let my man Yazabek go ahead and shout out our people. All right. Just shout out our members real quick. Okay. We're going to do that real quick. And then we're going to get into the lesson. All right. Because I'm getting ready to get started. All right. Go ahead, brother.
Shalom family. This is the portion of the show where we shout out all our members. Our members are the names highlighted in green with badges of various colors. First, we got Officer The Rock. Shalom Adawan. We got Soldier Fatah Faith. Shalom. We got Roxanne Judah Tribe. Shalom, sis. Jose Bun Yahawada. Shalom. Shamakah. Shalom. We got Soldier Michael. Shalom. All. We got SOT Pillars of Red Sister Nakamat. Shalom. We got Pillars of Red Sister Asaya, House of Nakawasha. Shalom, sis. We got SOT Azaziah, Ephraim in the building. Shalom. Got the brother Yatham in the building. Shalom. Nasim off the scene today. Shalom. Mighty Levite. Mighty Levite, Officer Kaya Bun Lawyer. We got
Nasim on the scene. Nasim on the
the
scene. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom Brahim. Yabash Meshwakatam.
We got Yona Issachar. Shalom. We got Soldier Daniel Allah Yasharallah. Shalom. Who else we got in here? Abayanam Yasharallah. Shalom. We got Soldier Mashalom. Shalom. We got Araya Bat Yahawada. Shalom. We got Soldier Daniel in the building. Shalom. Keziah, daughter of Zion. Shalom, sister. Pillars of Red, sister. We got the good brother, a warrior. Shalom. We got Ariel. Shalom. Who else we got in here? Any new names that popped up in here? We got Yaram Yahweh Bunyamin. The brother joined. Shalom up. Got the other mighty Levi. Levi in the building tonight. Captain Osh in the building. Shalom Adawan. Who else we got in here? Abaya. Shalom up. Who else we got? We got the elder in the building. Shalom elder.
Shalom. Shalom. How about you?
We got John Allen. He in here tonight. We got Officer Theophilus. Shalom Adawan. Who else we got? All right, I believe that is we got SOT Uriah. Shalom Adawan.
Shalom.
And that's
all
it.
Right. All praise to the Most High. Bahashim Mashiach Yahushua. If we forgot you, okay, or we missed you, all right, that wasn't done purposely, brothers and sisters. Okay, we just like to take time out, all right, to acknowledge our brothers and sisters, all right, who are members of our YouTube channel. Okay, all right. So as I was saying earlier, all right, this thing is getting very interesting. Okay, because the Most High has set these men up. He has set these men up, and he's stirring the pot. He's stirring the pot, and he's getting this thing started. All right, for the segue. Okay, all right. He's getting it started. All right, for his son to make his grand entrance. All right, back here on earth. Okay, it's getting started. It's a beautiful thing. I ain't never in my life, okay, I ain't never in my life, right, seen no mess like I seen, all right, in the White House the other day. All right, what was that? Tuesday? All right, Tuesday. All right, on Monday when they had that spat in the White House, Trump, Vance, and Zelensky. All right, whenever it was. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my days. Just like, what was it, January the 6th? All right, just like January the 6th, when those fools stormed the Capitol. Okay, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my entire years of existence. I ain't been on the earth that long. I ain't calling myself old, man. Okay, but I still ain't never seen nothing like this. Okay, and it's letting you know that these are the signs of the time. All right, hey, shout out to Captain Yara All, hey, the elder, prompting us not to forget. All right, hey, make sure you all tune in. Okay, tune in and catch out. All right, our video that the Captain Yara All posted yesterday. Okay, or was it today? All right, I told you I'll be in my slumber, but it's on the channel. Okay, it's the first video that is on the channel. All right, where the brothers are breaking the videos and breaking the scriptures down in Spanish. Okay, make sure you send that video out, especially to our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters that speak that language. Okay, so that they can be edified in the spirit and power of Yahweh. Come, all right. Hey, the brothers laughing at me, man, because they see me forgetting. All right, times. Hey, I sleep during the day. Okay, hey, I sleep during the day. All right. Hey, I'm gonna get on Malachi too, man. I seen Malachi had a video been on the Patreon. All right, for doggone a couple of years. All right, clowning me out. I'm gonna get on Malachi, man. Okay, hey, the boys slick, man. Okay, the boys slick with that Patreon. Okay, hey, but look, these devils Nothing should cease to amaze you. Okay? It's almost like we've seen it all, even though we haven't. Okay? But the devil, man, his skirt is being lifted up. All right? And the man of perdition is being revealed. All right? The man of perdition is being revealed. Give me that. Give me Job. Give me the classic. Give me Job chapter 9 and verse number 24. We're going to get into it, you know. And brothers and sisters, I'm not going to keep y'all all night. I had a bunch of doggone content, but we're going to keep it short. Okay? Give me that. Job 9 and 24.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24.
Read.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So the earth has been given into the hands of these devils. Okay? First and foremost, Esau, our arch enemy. All right? The so-called white man. Okay? The earth has been given into him. It's been given into him for his power, for him to rule. That was a blessing issued to Esau by Isaac. All right? He is to have the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, which means rulership. Okay? And that's what he's doing. But he can't rule right. Okay? This devil got a complex. Okay? He's got a serious complex. All right? He ain't right. Y'all know them students, man. That, you know, that, and I ain't talking about brothers and sisters because I ain't talking about brothers. We got some brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, that, you know, was a little bit, you know what I mean, not able to learn as quickly as others. But Esau, he's below that. He's the base man on the planet, okay, as it says in the book of Job. All right, give me that in the book of Habakkuk. All right, Habakkuk chapter 2. All right, give me Habakkuk chapter 2. Yeah, Malachi talking. You know what I'm talking about. All right, earth, wind, and fire. You know that's right there. Shalom. Earth, wind, and fire there, Malachi. You know what I'm talking about. I didn't know that video existed there. I'm going to get you out. Okay. Read that. Habakkuk 2 and 4.
Counter one. It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
His soul which is lifted up. Okay. He's very prideful, man. Okay. He lifted up his head in pride, as it said in the book of Psalms chapter 83. His soul is lifted up, and we're going to get into that. We're going to show you, all right, that these devils are created for destruction. Okay, and the scriptures outline that thing. Read it again.
Counter one. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
His soul which is lifted up, it ain't right in him. Okay, this devil, he got an issue, man. He off. All right, from the womb. Come out the womb speaking lies. Okay, Psalm 58. Right. Come out the womb speaking lies. He can't help it. All right. That doggone, you know, when they're not able to speak, he's still lying. All right. As a baby. That's just him. That's the way the Most High made him. God. Okay. God. So when we look at these jokers, you know, and the fact that, you know, they just can't get right. Okay. They do doggone very stupid things that make no sense. You got Canada and you got Mexico, your neighboring borders. Okay, your neighboring borders. We talk about keeping our borders safe, right? But we also need to have some sort of good working relationship with them. Okay, because when we talk about war, there's always going to have to be a means of travel, whether it be through the air, whether it be by land, and whether it be by sea. Okay? And if you ain't got good relations with your neighboring people on the other sides of the border, it might be easier to reach out and touch you You may not be able to attack those most likely avenues of approach. Okay, you might not see them coming. Okay, because if you were good with your so-called allies up there up north, they was gonna tell you that them devils was coming. Okay, all right, but now that you're ruining relations, they may doggone walk in right on top of it. Okay, and it's the Most High stirring this thing up. See, we're looking at the broad picture of this thing, okay? As watchmen, we got to look at the broad picture because we can give a damn. These devils can kill each other, man. It's prophecy, man. Okay, as long as we doggone, stay true to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, the Most High gonna save us up out of this thing when it get bad. And as long as we have faith in Christ, He gonna save us up out of this thing. Okay, so hey, it don't make sense. All right, for these jokers to act like children in front of the whole world. Okay, arguing in the so-called White House. All right, I'm looking at this. Look at these fools. Okay, look at these fools. All right, that's why the Most High say, learn not the way of the heathen. Okay, we the ones supposed to be setting an example for them. Okay, we can't get right ourselves. Okay, we can't get right ourselves. Israel, I'm telling you, man, we got to stay on that straight and narrow path. Falling off, it's going to happen. Okay, you're going to fall off in this thing. When you go into the book of 1 John, all right, chapter 1 and verse 8, you read down, it tells you, man, every man, all right, has sin. All right, every man is dealing with sin, and there's no sin greater than the next, right? But we got to doggone shake that thing off, get up, okay, and try harder, man. Okay, try harder. You know what I mean? So that we doggone get our reward. So that we can be that shining light for our people. Because remember, the Most High is giving you the ability to understand these scriptures. That means you're a leader. That means you got to share it with your people. Okay? You got to shake that thing off. All right? Get up and do your job. Okay? We can't doggone catch that fade, all right, and stay down. We can't be like that doggone old lion that's mentioned in the book of Genesis chapter 49. Nah, we got to shake that thing off. Get up. Okay? Okay? All right. All praise to the Most High. All right. So look, hey, we also know, because I know we probably got some people in the chat. Okay. People in the chat, man, they be on you, man. Hey, Trump. Yeah, today, Trump backpedaled on those tariffs. Trump issued some tariffs, all right, earlier in the month on Mexico and Canada. All right, he been doggone had this trade war going on with China, okay, and other parts of the world. All right, but hey, doggone Canada came out kind of doggone speaking tough. They had their chest out, man. Okay, Canada had their chest out. We're gonna play some doggone content here in a minute to show you exactly what Canada had to say in response to the tariffs that Donald Trump put out there, okay? But we also understand that today, Trump did backpedal, all right, on his issuing of tariffs, all right? And he said he's not going to reopen those tariffs until April, okay? Until April. Is it the 1st of April then, Michael? Okay, he's going to open it up the beginning of April. All right, so he backpedaled. All right, because some threats were made. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something, there, Yasha Allah. Hey, this ain't the situation that it was back in the day where everybody was scared of America. That ain't going on no more. Argument, aqua. Ain't nobody scared of you. This devil, he up in the Oval Office talking big and bad, man. And these devils is laughing at him, especially Putin. All right? Putin laughing at him. Okay? Because he can see, how the decisions that he's making is going to bring this place to utter destruction. Huh? Right. So look, on Tuesday, March 4th. Okay. On Tuesday, March 4th, which was the day before yesterday, this thing got real interesting. Okay, that's when Canada, spoke out. Okay, about this noise. All right, but prior to that, we know that Trump took and announced tariffs. All right, on Canada, he said 25% tariff. All right, on goods from Canada and Mexico. Those are our neighboring borders, right? And Chinese goods go from 10% to 20%. Okay? Chinese goods went from 10% to 20%. All right? Big high name brands and stores like Best Buy, okay, and Target warned their shoppers, right, of higher prices that were going to come. We know that the so-called black community, okay, or they try to say black community, but it's really the Democratic Party, was supposed to be in a somewhat blackout, right? All right, there's supposed to be a blackout, meaning a boycott of Target, all right, and some other stores because, all right, they were in cahoots with the whole DEI thing. Okay, so Target's losing business anyway. Okay, Target's losing business anyway. All right, along with a lot of business owners that have their products, all right, in Target. We might talk about that a little bit later, there, brothers and sisters. Okay, all right, but this thing is doggone, it's getting wild. Okay, all right, now Mexico and Canada, they're holding a stance that the tariffs that are being put on them are unjustified. Canada's saying, all right, that this thing is all over fentanyl. Okay, at least that's the excuse that's being led by Donald Trump. All right, and his minions. Okay, that it's a fentanyl issue. All right, but Canada had some other things to say about that thing. Okay, all right. Now what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna take y'all back to this discussion with Zelensky, because that's where this thing all started. Okay, I'm talking about the leader of Ukraine. Okay, I'm gonna take y'all back to that and show y'all this mess that went on, this embarrassing mess, okay, that went on, all right, in the White House. And I'm gonna show you the behavior of these devils, all right, and why we gotta keep it G around here, okay, and do things by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua versus the way of the heathen. Huh? All right, fair use, fair use. Show me some love in the chat. Fair use, fair use. All right, so I'm gonna open up showing you the opening comments from Zelensky. Okay, President Trump and Zelensky. Fair use, fair use.
You want and that he wants. We have to negotiate a deal, but we've started the confines of a deal, and I think something can happen. The big thing is the number of soldiers, mostly at this point, but soldiers being killed. You're losing thousands of soldiers. On both sides, we're losing a lot of soldiers, and we want to see it stop. And we want to see the money get put to different kinds of use, like rebuilding. And we're going to be working very hard. But we've had a lot of very good conversations. I will say, until we came along, the Biden administration didn't speak to Russia whatsoever. They didn't speak to anybody. They just allowed this to continue. And I will say that, I'll say in front of you, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, if I were president, this war would have never happened. We would have had a deal negotiated for you without having to go through what you've gone through. But
all right, Salakia. Now I've heard Trump make this statement on many occasions. If you could see the look on Zelensky's face when Trump says, if I were president, this war would have never started. Okay? Zelensky's looking like this is my fight. The hell are you talking about? Okay? This is my fault. You're an ally. You don't tell me whether to go to war or not. Okay, I'm the leader of this country, right? And we're going to decide whether or not we doggone fight, all right, with Putin. But Trump, he's standing up, all right, full of pride. Okay, he's this great dictator, all right, that's full of pride. And he's still under the impression that everybody has bowed their knee to the United States. That's not the case no more, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you, it's not the case no more, and they're showing it. That's why Trump had to backpedal today. That's why he had to backpedal today, because he didn't expect the responses that he received from our neighboring countries. Okay? They're pushing back. All right? They're telling you what they're going to do to you. Okay? They're telling you what they're going to withhold from you. That right there wasn't the behavior of these countries in the past. Okay? Because they understand that this place has been weakened. All right? That's very prideful. All right, for Trump to say. That's very prideful. Okay? Give me the book of Proverbs chapter 16 and 18 real quick. Give me Proverbs 16 and 18 real quick. All right? That's very prideful from this devil.
Another one. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 18, and it reads, "Pride goeth before destruction."
It says what?
Pride goeth before destruction.
Pride goeth before destruction. Okay? He's speaking very proud. If I were president, this war would have never happened. You don't know what the hell would happen. Okay? You're not the leader of that country. Okay? You're an ally. All right? But you're not the leader. All right? These people can think for themselves. And you make them feel less of a man when you make statements like that. I know that the video is kind of buffering and it's not playing straight, but if you could see the look on Zelensky's face when he said that, all right, it says it all. Read it again, up.
Go on, another one. Pride goeth before destruction.
Uh-huh.
And a haughty spirit before a fall.
Now see, the week before the new moon, okay, week before last, we talked about how a haughty spirit is uncontrollable. Okay, a haughty spirit, very prideful spirit is uncontrollable, and that's what's going on with Trump. He's very doggone puffed up. Okay, and he's going to make some decisions that leads this place to hell. Come on.
Your soldiers have been unbelievably brave. We've given them great equipment, but somebody has to use the equipment. They've been unbelievably brave, and we give them great credit. This was supposed to be over very quickly, and here we are 3 years later. So I give tremendous credit to your generals and your soldiers and yourself in the sense that it's been very hard fighting, very tough fighting. Great.
Now here pretty soon, I'm gonna fast forward this because this video ain't that short, okay? I kind of clipped it, but it's still kind of long. All right. I want you to see, all right, how Trump reveals himself. Okay. I want you to see how he reveals his weak plan. Okay. Now here's the deal. He brought Zelensky to the White House to speak about a deal that would give the U.S. minerals that we need, right, to go on with our everyday lives. All right. And in that deal, it was going to bring forth peace between Russia and Ukraine. But in order for that to happen, Trump has to also speak to Vladimir Putin, right? He has to have some sort of good relationship with Vladimir Putin in order for him to agree to peace. Now, we know Putin ain't no pushover over there. They ain't worried about the U.S., right? Okay? He's not a pushover over there. But I want you to watch how he's brought this man to the White House and how he has Zelensky confused. Zelensky, he's very weak. Okay, he's very weak, and he's going to show his cards. All right, he's one of very few that knows that he needs the backing of the U.S., right, in order to succeed, right? Okay, but I want you to watch it. Watch how he reveals his plan. Pay attention, family. Fair use, fair use.
Fighters. And you have to be very proud of them from that standpoint. But now we want to get it over with. It's enough, right? If we want to get it over with. So it's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to sign the agreement at the conference in getting that, and an honor.
America will not stop support. Really, for us, it's very important to support and to continue it. I want to discuss it with details further during our conversation, and of course the infrastructure or security guarantees. Because for today, I understand what Europe is ready to do, and of course I want to discuss with you what United States will be ready to do. And I really count on your strong position to stop Putin. And you said that enough with the war. I think that is very important.
Notice the language that he just used. Zelensky just used. He said, "I appreciate your position to stand with me and stop Putin." You're going to stop Putin. Okay? So he believes that the U.S. has the ability to tell Putin, hey, look, hey, you're going to stop this war, and you're going to stop it because I told you to. That's what Zelensky believes. Okay? Because if he just came to the table to strictly speak peace, he wouldn't use this tone. Obviously, Trump had a certain discussion with Zelensky. Okay? He had a certain discussion with him. It was a prideful one. It had to be. It had to be a prideful discussion that he had. Hey, listen, we're going to get this war to start. You heard what he said. If I was president, this war would have never happened. He's got this man believing that he's king, you know what? Start with a D. Okay? Top dog. He got this man really believing it. Okay? Pay attention.
To say these words to Putin at the very beginning of war, because he's a killer and terrorist. But I hope that
called him a killer and a terrorist. Is this the platform to be doing this on? If we supposed to be negotiating peace? If you're coming to negotiating peace, it should be a straight discussion of, hey, look, I'm coming here. Hey, I thank you, United States, you know what I mean, for, backing me and standing with me during the war. Now, you know what I mean, I want to reach out, to Putin, you know what I mean, and we need to sign this doggone ceasefire agreement, or, you know what I mean, in this war, in this foolish war. All right, calling the man names is only going to doggone antagonize him. Putin ain't no punk, man. Why does he feel free to be able to speak this way? Because Trump led him on to think that. And see, you got a lot of doggone, unsmart doggone Edomites out here. Okay, we're gonna be very careful with our wording. That believe everything doggone Agent Orange got to say. They believe everything that JD Vance got to say, and they really think this man will come to the White House and make a fool of himself openly like this, okay? Because he did that on his own. No, he was led to believe that Trump has this doggone type of influence. All right? He was led to believe it. And we're going to get to the argument here in a minute. I know some of you have already seen this. I got another clip of the whole, embarrassing argument that took place. Okay. But I'm showing you, all right, the facts of how we got to this point. This guy, Zelensky, this devil is not going to speak openly if Trump didn't lead him on to believe that he could.
together we can stop him. But for us, it's very important to, to save our country, our values, our freedom and democracy, and of course, no compromises with the killer about our territories. But it will be later. And of course, I what I wanted, we spoke about it by phone with you about the drones production. We have very good drones production. I think the best one in the world for today because of the war. Yes, and of course we need very much the air defense. You have the best air defense in the world, and really you helped us under attacks of Russians. And I want to speak how we can exchange the licenses. We're open to share the licenses of all our drones with you, of course, with the United States. And we need licenses for quick production of air defense. Even after the war, we need our nation to be calm, that we are secure. So that's why we need this air shield. And of course, about this, I want to speak about the contingents. I think that France and UK already.
Okay, so he's talking about his alliance with Europe. Okay, he's talking about his alliance with Europe, and that's another thing. Okay, me and Micah Allo was speaking on it. Hey, Mike, speak on that point that you were speaking about earlier. His alliance, Mike, with the EU.
The Europeans are not back in the United States anymore because after this meeting, Zelensky went to the European Union, and all the leaders of the European Union are backing him. And since Trump is not back in Ukraine, they're against the United States now.
Everybody paying attention? Okay, and look, we're going to get to the scriptures, but this is prophecy. All right, this is prophecy. All right, since when isn't the U.S. all right back in the U.S.? Okay, because they're fed up. All right, Trump has shown himself, or the U.S. has shown himself to be bigger than the UN. Okay, to be bigger than the EU, and they don't like the path, all right, that he's taking. All right, he's going on a rampage, man, issuing tariffs, all right, to everybody. Even his tariffs are going to harm the economy of these people. Look, I'm not a doggone political guy. I'm just speaking about prophecy and how this thing is going to affect our people. Okay, and I'm talking about the downfall of this place. I can really care less because it's supposed to happen. Con. All right, I don't want y'all to think I'm some doggone political guru, because I ain't. All right. But I just see the signs. Okay. We see the signs, I should say. Con. All right. Now, look, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the argument. Okay. Or the embarrassing spill that took place. All right. I wanted you to see how Zelensky, he came on. I kind of skipped past the beginning where he actually did thank Trump in the beginning. He thanked him for bringing him to the White House. All right. And for the deal. All right. And, for the support. He thanked him, right? When this whole thing kicked off, this argument, J.D. Vance, and you're going to see it. J.D. Vance says that Zelensky never thanked him. He's a liar. He's a liar. All right, which shows that he's an Edomite. All right, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of, Con. All right, and it's clear. All right, I'm going to show this this video. Let me go ahead and remove this, and we're going to go ahead and jump to the fireworks, okay?
Not the one that
I've spoken to him on numerous occasions.
Okay. And how was the latest call? What did you discuss? How did it go?
Are you serious with that question?
I am. I'd love to know.
It went well. I think we're going to have a deal.
On the minerals deal, Mr. President, some of those minerals are in the east of Ukraine, not far from the front lines and in areas that Russia has occupied. Will you direct President Putin to withdraw his forces from those areas if you're...
That was a very important, that reporter was on it.
Okay.
The question that the reporter asked was a very important question. Pay attention, family.
How was the latest call? What did you discuss? How did it go?
Are you serious with that question?
I am. I'd love to know.
It went well. I think we're going to have a deal.
So, reporter asked, "Hey, you have a discussion with Vladimir Putin, right?" Okay. The reporter started a mess, man. "Oh, you had a discussion with Vladimir Putin, right? How did that discussion go?" He said, Trump said, "Are you serious right now? All right. Are you serious right now? Hey, I got this guy eating out of the palm of my hand. Are you really going to ask me that?" Didn't y'all see that? He said, are you serious right now? You really going to ask me that right now? I got this guy eating out of the palm of my hand, and you're going to ask me that question. Okay? Because he understands that he has to entertain Putin. You have to entertain him in order to get a deal. Okay? You're going to get minerals out of Ukraine. All right? But you ain't getting much from Russia. I guarantee you that. Okay? So in order for him to get a resolution, he has to have good relations with him. All right? And a lot of people are walking away from Trump and are losing faith in the United States because of our interest to deal with Russia in this manner. Huh? Pay attention.
On the mineral deal, Mr. President, some of those minerals are in the east of Ukraine, not far from the front lines and in areas that Russia has occupied. Will you direct President Putin to withdraw his forces from those areas if there's U.S. interest?
Well, we'll take a look at the time. We have a lot of area. It's a very big area we're talking about. So we'll take a look. I'll study that and I'll see.
And who would protect those minerals if they are U.S. interests? Would that be Ukrainian forces?
They'll be protected. The agreement will protect them.
U.S.
The
forces?
agreement, yeah, we're signing an agreement.
Right, but what if Russia tries to invade or there's Russian aggression in those spots?
I just told you I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal.
Some people may wonder why.
You know, they ought to focus on CNN on survival, not asking me these.
What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? That doesn't work that way.
Drop it. There you go. He tells you the truth right there. I can't speak to this man in this manner. Okay? I can't negotiate that way. They're trying to get the truth out of Trump because they understand you can't bring this man to the table and allow him to speak in the manner in which he just spoke about Putin, right? Okay? It all makes sense. And that's how this whole thing all kicked off because their skirt has been lifted up. All right. Those reporters aren't stupid, man. And neither are me and you, brothers and sisters. Okay. We can see straight through this madness. All right.
I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough.
There's that pride again. You want me to be tough? I'll be tougher than any human. He sounds like some doggone wimp, man. Okay, some rich wimp. All right, that grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. That's what he sounds like, man. Okay, got this doggone lunch money took. That's what he sounds like, man. Okay, no, you're not. No, you're not. Edom. All right, you're weak. All right, your doggone spirit makes you weak. Your genetics make you weak. Okay, we don't even have to look any further. Go ahead, Mike.
He's been saying all during the campaign, he was saying America first, America first. And then he just said he's not aligned with the United States. He's aligned with the world.
He said it. He double talked, Mike. He said he is aligned with the United States. He double talked.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm aligned with the world.
How can you believe somebody that he don't believe himself? I don't think.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, man. We see his doggone actions, right? Okay. Yeah. But it's pride. I'm telling y'all, man, that haughty spirit. That's why that's a very doggone rough scripture, man. In Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 18. All right. Pride goeth before destruction, but a haughty spirit, that means an uncontrollable spirit before the fall. And that's what he got on him right now. And the Most High put that spirit on him, Con. The Most High put that. Give me Luke. Give me Luke 14 real quick. Give me Luke 14 and verse number 11. Luke 14 and verse number 11. Hey, that's right there, Ariana, back, Yahweh. All right, she says, tough people don't have to tell people that they're tough. You're absolutely right, Princess. Okay, you're absolutely right. Okay, that's why they say, it was an old saying back in the hood, man. Hey, them quiet jokers are killed, man. Hey, be careful with them quiet jokers, man. All right, that loud mouth, always weak. Okay, loud mouth, always weak. Con, read that, Luke 14 and 11.
God, this is the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 11. For whosoever exalted himself shall be abased.
Whosoever exalted himself shall be abased. Read on.
And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Okay. Hey, I saw this thing right here. This scripture, I saw this thing play out on last week, man. Okay. I'm not getting off topic. Okay. But the scriptures are real, man. All right. He that exalted himself shall be abased. All right. And he that humbled himself shall be exalted. The scriptures are real. Okay. This place is going to fall, just like the prophecy said. All right. And this devil right here is going to be stubborn. Okay. He's going to be stubborn. We're going to get some work out of him, though. Okay. And he don't get to put on no doggone comfortable shoes. No, you wearing wingtip shoes, devil. Okay. You're going to wear wingtip shoes. All right. And that fancy suit. All right. You're not going to be comfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable. All right.
But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions.
Look at this hypocrite right here there, Mike. Look at this hypocrite right now. I just told you at the beginning, all right, of this segment. I just told you at the beginning of this segment. This took place, I believe, on Tuesday, family. Okay? This took place on Tuesday, on June the 6th. Trump backpedaled. Okay? He backpedaled and took those tariffs off of Canada, took those tariffs off of Mexico, all right, and said, hey, look, I'm going to give them to April the 30th. Or in April. I don't want to, if somebody knows that date, put it in the chat, because I don't want to be wrong. Okay? I'm going to give them to April. All right, to get their act together. All right, he backpedaled. All right, he's sitting up here talking about Joe Biden. All right, I'm not backing that sleepy devil either. Okay, but he's talking about how Biden used his words to be big and bad. Trump did the same thing. He did the same thing and backpedaled once threats were issued, and I'm gonna show you what these threats were here pretty soon. Make sure you stick around there, family.
What?
Listen to the devil. He's speaking lies when he come out of the womb. These devils can't help.
Makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014 and
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire.
See, Zelensky saying, hey, look, I done signed up. Hey, look, ain't none of y'all stop this devil. Obama couldn't stop him. Trump didn't stop him. All right, when he came into office, then Joe Biden didn't stop him. And now you back in office, and I'm here to sign this deal to get this thing done because you talking big and bad, Trump. Okay? And he said, I even talked to Putin myself. Right? And we signed the deal ourselves. Okay, and he violated that thing, which brought upon war, right? Okay, pay attention.
Ceasefire, all of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about.
He said, hey, what kind of diplomacy you talking about, JD? You ain't speaking right. All right. And this is where the whole thing started. Okay, because look, and he's standing his ground. Okay, and I am going to say that probably wasn't smart. It probably wasn't smart to do that on this stage, but he's a proud Edomite, man. Okay, and he's proud of his country, and he's proud of his servicemen. Okay, you know what I mean? And he's talking to a so-called ally, so he feels that he should be able to speak freely. All right, but he's literally calling JD Vance out right now, and this is why they said that he disrespected the president, the vice president, and the American people. All right, so-called.
About the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people.
You see that devil started to lie. He said, "You ain't been to Ukraine." He started to lie and said he has been, but he caught himself and said, "I've been watching the stories and watching things develop." That these devils can't help themselves, man. He caught his own self in the lie.
Bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems? Bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Hey, now he ruffled Trump's feathers, man. He said, look, you ain't got problems now, but guess what? You're going to feel it in the future. So you got to understand, man, the Most High putting the spirit on these kings, man. He putting the spirit on these kings to stir this mess up and make a mockery out of themselves, man. Okay? He just spoke boldly. All right? He just spoke boldly to Trump. What Erdogan said? Erdogan said, this is Edom solving his house issues publicly, and it's embarrassing. And Israel did the same shit last week. You're absolutely right, Erdogan. You're absolutely right. Because when we fall to sin there, Erdogan, that's the thing about it. See, sin is the way of the heathen. Okay? Keeping the laws is the way of the Most High. Okay? When we don't keep the laws of the Most High and our flesh is weak, we begin to behave and act like the heathen. He's absolutely right. Okay? We can't follow the path of these devils because we look like this. This is what we look like. All right. On a public platform, airing out our doggone grievances. These are the same people right here. Okay? Putin too. These are the same people right here. Okay? And they can't get it together. Okay? Canada. Same people. Kind of?
Okay.
So-called Frenchmen. Right? Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to play it out a little bit more. Like I said, I ain't trying to keep you all night. And I want to show you some more footage, okay? We got to talk about this. And then we got to get into the prophecy.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right.
He told you you're going to feel influence. You're going to feel influence there, Trump. Trump said, don't tell us what we're going to feel. That's that pride. All right. But Zelensky knows. All right. He understands he's at the mercy of the United States because, he doesn't have the manpower. He doesn't have the military equipment. Okay. Nor gear. All right. Nor services that the United States has. He understands he needs the help of the United States in order to continue on and to keep Russia off his back. Okay. But he's speaking as a man. All right. His pride won't allow him to sit still, okay, and to take this. All right. He literally hates Vladimir Putin. Okay. He hates Russia. Okay. And to expect him, all right, to be cool about this whole thing is a very hard thing to do. All right. His spirit already ain't right in him. Okay. He's a doggone city broken down without walls. So is Trump. All right. And now you got two devils. All right. One with one another. And it's a doggone ugly thing to see.
Right now, not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October.
All right, it got kind of ugly there, family. You see these devils showing their tail. These are supposed to be the leaders of the free world right here. Okay? And they're behaving like children. Can't get right. Retards. On open display for the world to see. Supposed to be allies. And they can't get right. This is the heathen. This is heathen behavior. And this is not how we operate, Yasha'Allah. Take note. All right? This is how we look when we take on the way of the heathen, okay? All right? But this right here is going to lead to utter destruction of this place. Hey, go to the book of Isaiah chapter 14. Let's get into the prophecy real quick, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and show you some other things, okay? Because new things developed after this conversation right here. But what I want to get into the prophecy to show you that this thing is supposed to be happening. Remember, these guys are allies. All right? Ukraine and the United States are so-called allies. Canada and the United States are supposed to be so-called allies. Mexico and the United States are supposed to be so-called allies. Con? All right?
Cool.
But we got beef with everybody. All right? America versus everybody. But like I said earlier, you can switch that thing around and say everybody versus America. Okay? It don't matter. All right? These devils' pride gonna get them shut down. Okay? And that's thus saith the Lord. Con, give me Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. All right? Read that real quick.
Counter one. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Thou art fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning.
Salaki. Now, this scripture right here has been misconstrued, all right, in history, okay? All right, the scripture says, how art thou fallen for heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Okay, now we would talk that Lucifer is the devil, okay? Now, devil only means deceiver, right? Anybody can be a devil if they're deceiving the people, all right? But this right here is not talking about actual Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. Lucifer is not the spiritual demon Satan. In context, it's actually speaking about the king of Babylon, which would have been Nebuchadnezzar, right? But as you read the prophecy, it is speaking about future Babylon. Future. Hey, read up. Go to a read up where it talks about the king of Babylon. It's like a couple of scriptures up.
Counter 1, verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Salakia. So the scripture says, thou shalt take it this proverb up against the king of Babylon. Okay, now we understand Nebuchadnezzar would be the king of Babylon. But once again, this right here, the United States of America, is the daughter of Babylon. This is the daughter of Babylon. So this would be future prophecy. Go back to Isaiah 14 and verse number 12. Read that.
Counter 1. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
All right. Hey, you was on top. Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What in the happened to you, right? You was sitting on top. Okay. How you fall down, America? Okay. Because of this foolishness right here. Why everybody hate you? Okay. I thought you had everything on lock. I thought you set the example. Okay. I thought you were the leader of the free world. How did you let this happen in your house? The so-called White House. All right. Why does this man come in here and speak openly against you? All right. Read on.
Counter 1. For thou hast said in thine heart.
But thy sayest what?
For thou hast said in thine heart.
But thy sayest in thine heart. Your heart is your mind. Read.
I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
These devils are so prideful, okay, that they think they're going to be on the same level as the Most High. You heard this devil. If I was president, this war would have never started. Who the hell are you to speak whether or not something is going to happen? The Most High dictates whether or not war happens, not you, you damn devil. Okay, read.
Counter 1. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
And I will what?
I will be like the Most High.
See, this devil wants to be like the Most High. Okay? Wants to be ruler of all. I'm putting tariffs on all you doggone devils if you don't comply. All right? I don't care who you are. I don't even give a damn if you're my ally. Okay? And you're going to fall in line because I say so. Boy, did that doggone change. Canada wasn't having it. Okay? And we know China said, what? Who you talking to? That's what China said. And we're going to bring it out. We're going to show you what China had to say here in a minute. China said, who you talking to? Right? Okay? Read on.
Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
But yet your demise is coming. Okay? But yet your demise is coming. Now we go ahead and we link this up with Obadiah. Go to Obadiah, give it to me from the top. Okay? Because we got to see who he's talking about. We got to link these scriptures up. All right? Remember, Lucifer is not the spiritual demon Satan. Lucifer would be the king of Babylon. Okay? But remember, the thing that has been is the thing that shall be. And that what shall be is that what shall be done. I'm paraphrasing that thing, okay? So it's going to happen again. So you're going to have another king of Babylon, right? Which is the daughter of Babylon. And that king of Babylon right now, who sits in that seat, is Donald J. Trump. Con? Give me Obadiah, chapter 1.
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Edom.
Concerning Edom. Esau. Edom, our arch enemy. Read.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against thee in battle. Okay, read on.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Hey, behold, I made you small among the heathen. Okay, you very prideful, but you damn sure ain't the biggest nation. You act like you are. Okay, you're very prideful, but you're not the biggest nation. You're very small amongst the heathen. Read.
Thou art greatly despised.
Thou art what?
Thou art greatly despised.
Everybody hates America. Okay, that's why it's America versus everybody. America been the big bully, man. America been the big bully. Everybody's waiting to catch her slipping. All right, that's why Putin linked up, all right, with all these other doggone countries. All right, and they created their own currency. That's why they don't have to relate Slovakia, so that they don't have to rely on America when it comes to trade. All right, and it weakens the value of the American dollar. The American dollar already ain't backed by nothing. That Federal Reserve note ain't backed by nothing. That's why you got Trump. Trump is starting to talk about liquid gold. He's talking about the oil. All right. Trump wants to take oil and back the dollar. All right. The United States does have its own reserve. Now we know a lot of that, got wasted away. All right, when we fell in debt with COVID. Okay. Biden pretty much drained that thing. Okay. But it's being built back up. But that's what Trump wants to back the American dollar with. Okay. Oil. Read on. Read on, King.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Read that again.
The pride of thine heart has deceived thee.
The pride of your heart have deceived you. Yeah, you made the earth shake. All right. All right. Hiroshima. All right. You made the earth shake. Okay. But it ain't the same no more there, Jack. Ain't nobody scared of you no more. You issuing out them big threats. And the response you getting is, I got something for you if you do that. Okay. And then you looking like a coward because you backpedaling the next day. Huh? Okay. Read on.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. That's Esau, Edom. Read.
Whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who shall bring me down to the ground? Okay. Who shall bring me down to the ground? That right there is their pride. Okay. Jump down to verse 7 for the sake of time.
Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Now, Mike just told you that after this spat, Putin, hey, he had the doggone scramble. Damn, I might have just jacked this thing up, man. I might have just jacked up my relations with the United States. I got to go to my other allies. Okay, so he went to the EU. All right, and he has some other European nations backing him now. Okay, for support. All right, and they're very upset with the United States because they don't believe that the United States should have abandoned Zelensky during that time. Okay, because they're against Putin. Okay, that's the reason why they're against Putin, and they feel that America should hold the same stance. Trump trying to move strategic. He's trying to doggone have everybody in his back, but you can't please these men that way. It's not working. It backfired in this space. All right, read that part again.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
See, prophecy says that the men of the Confederacy, the men that were your allies, the men that were in alliance with you, are going to turn on you and they're going to bring you down to the border. Okay? They're going to bring you down to the border. Okay? You're not so big and bad no more. All right? Us together, we can take you down. That's their consensus. Okay, read.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
This is prophecy. Okay, this right here is prophecy that is doggone coming to pass, family. Everything that you see turning over is prophecy that's coming to pass. This is supposed to happen. This is what we're trying to tell you. Okay? We're trying to tell you this thing. This thing is supposed to happen because it's prophecy. All right? The men that were at peace with you, read.
And prevailed against thee.
They have prevailed against you. Now, look, this thing is doggone twofold because when you look at the allies, the known allies, all right, which are supposed to be Mexico, which is supposed to be Canada, right? Our bordering doggone countries. Yes. Okay. But Trump has a so-called good relationship with Russia as well. All right. We've had a trade war going on with China for some time, but we done had tension with China for a good while too. Okay. So the men that were at peace with you are against you, right? Okay. They're turning on you. That's prophecy. And you got your chest out like you big and bad. All right? And you're going to fall into your own trap. Read.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
All right, so they took on his knowledge. They took on his ways. Okay? But now they're against you, all right? And there's no understanding in you now. Okay? Listen to this. Read.
Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
See, the Most High is going to destroy the wise men out of Esau. Esau has a purpose. He's created for the day of destruction. He also was created to be the sword of the Most High, to afflict us. All right, for our wickedness. But he also was created for destruction. All right, the Most High is taking the wise man out of Edom on this day. Hey, brothers and sisters, no man knoweth the day nor the hour. All right, sons of thunder, we don't claim to, but we see prophecy starting to unfold. Okay, we see prophecy starting to unfold, so we got to talk about this thing, and we got to warn you to get right. You got to get right with the Most High, because look, you see this craziness happening, man, right before your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now, hey, go to Revelation chapter 18. Let's start at verse number 1. Okay. Revelation, talking about the end times. Okay. Talking about the end times. We're linking it all together. We went to Isaiah 14, then to the prophecy, all right, by Obadiah, which is concerning Esau. Now we're going to go to Revelation chapter 18 and show you what's supposed to happen in the last day. It all ties together. This is the revelation. Read that.
Contra 1. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen,
Babylon the Great has fallen. Okay? That's America. That great city. All right? This is spiritual Babylon. This is the daughter of Babylon. All right? Because it's the so-called greatest nation on the earth, Con.
Counter one.
Go ahead.
Reading on. It has become the habitation of devils in the hold of every
It's become the habitation of what?
It's become the habitation of devils.
It's become the habitation of deceivers. Read. Go ahead.
In the hold of every foul spirit, in a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Read.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All nations have doggone dealt with you. All nations have bowed down to you. Read.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with you. They live sinful, following your ways. Come. Read.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people.
Do what?
Come out of her, my people.
Come out of her, my people. All right? Stop doggone following after her ways. All right? Come out of her philosophies and her doctrines. And try me out. Try out the laws, the statutes, and commandments. The Most High's logos. Okay? His understanding, his way. Try me out. Okay? Read on.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
So that you be not partakers of her sin. Okay? You got to come out of her way. And you got to come back to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. It's the only way that you're going to get salvation. That's the only way Christ is going to come back here and rescue you. He's going to come back here and rescue you because you're being obedient to the Most High. And how do you do that? How do you live a righteous life? You live a righteous life by keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments. The Bible speaks in harmony. It says that throughout the entire scriptures, man. And we say it week in and week out. You got to get right. Destruction is coming. It's right before your eyes. Don't wait until the power out. Don't wait until all hell break loose. All right. You need to get this understanding now. This understanding is going to be for your survival. Okay? You're not going to be able to survive in that day if you're not equipped and girded up. This is not a joke. Okay? This is not a joke. The Most High has put his spirit on those who keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. All right? And I'm not speaking proudly right now. Okay? The Most High can kill me if I go off. But I'm thankful for the Most High for giving me that spirit so that I can remember, all right, the laws, the statutes, and commandments. And so I can execute in his way. I thank the Most High for that. I thank the Most High for his son, for his sacrifice. Okay? This is not a joke. Living in the way of the heathen is going to get you killed. Following after your own mind is going to get you killed. You need to try Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. What I just said is the Most High in the name of Christ. It's not no made up fictional creature. Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. Come on. All right. Jump to verse 7.
Counter one. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment. How much she hath glorified herself and
Look
lived
at how
deliciously.
you glorify yourself. You speak so boldly. Okay. Every time you hear Trump always talking about some accolades. He the first to do this. He the first to do that. America ain't been great, all right, since the last time he was in office. And I heard him say something today. He said he running neck and neck with George Washington. All right. He said he the second greatest president in history right now. He said, and he said Joe Biden is the worst in history. he be jumping on Sleepy Joe, man. He be letting them have it. Okay. But that's a proud devil, man. He's very proud. Read, King. Read on, King. I think the brother's frozen, Mike. There he is. There he is.
Counter 1. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she hath said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Therefore her plagues shall come in one day, right? So the Most High is going to destroy this place in 1 hour, right? Okay, read on.
Counter 1. Death, in mourning, in famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire.
And she's going to be utterly burned with fire. All right, Malachi told you that in the book of Malachi chapter 4. He said this place is going to burn with fervent heat. It's going to feel like an oven. Right? Read on.
For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And the kings of the, verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
Now the kings of the earth that have been in alliance with her, all right, look at how the prophecy is lining up from Isaiah to Obadiah, all right, to Revelation. Look how it's lining up. Okay, read.
Counter 1. Shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
They're going to see America get destroyed, and they're going to lament. They're going to be mourning for her. How did this happen to America? This was the greatest nation on earth. How did she fall? All right. You heard Putin. I mean, not Putin, but Zelensky. Zelensky was given the Air Force props. He said, you got the greatest Air Force in the world. He said, and I'm thankful for your help. And Trump sat there giggling. All right. Very prideful, like he in the fighter jet himself. Ain't did nothing. Okay. Read on.
Verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon.
For that great city who?
That great city Babylon.
Right.
That mighty city. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
That great city Babylon. For within 1 hour her judgment have come. They're going to sit off. All right. The merchants of the earth. Okay. Her allies, her trade partners, are going to sit off and see the smoke of this place. All right. And they're going to lament for her. That's what's going to happen. And we're seeing the start of it now. We're seeing this thing play out. You better get it right. If you ain't right with the Most High, you better get right. You better start keeping that law. You better get them fringes on you so they can remind you to keep the law. Fringes, they're not a fashion statement. All right. Fringes were given to us because we're hard-headed. We're stiff-necked. We're a gainsaying people. All right. We're very rebellious toward the Most High, most importantly, and ourselves. And that's crazy. All right. What are the two most important commandments? Love the Most High God with all your heart, right? Okay. Don't have no other gods before him. And love your neighbor as yourself. But how you loving your neighbor as yourself when you're ridiculing your neighbor and doggone in an open setting? We got a long way to go, Israel. All right. We got a long way to go, but guess what? Time is not waiting on us. And the Most High ain't waiting on us. He's going to do it on his time. Look at these fools in the White House, man. And look at this fool picking fights with everybody across the doggone world. Hey, fair use, man. Let's see what doggone Canada had to say about these tariffs, man. All right. Fair use. It's a little slow, family. Fair use.
Their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia, appeasing Vladimir Putin, a lying, murderous dictator. Make that make sense. Canadians are reasonable, and we are polite.
Can you all see the video?
Connie was up there.
But we will not back down from a fight. Being of everyone in it is at stake. At the moment, the U.S. tariffs came into effect in the early hours of this morning, and so did the Canadian response. Canada will be implementing 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods, starting with tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods immediately, and tariffs on the remaining $125 billion of American products in 21 days' time.
And they're not playing no games. Right out the gates. Oh, okay. You wanna issue tariffs on us? Hey, I'm pushing back. I'm putting tariffs on you. Okay? Ain't scared of you no more. Ain't scared of you no more.
Should these tariffs not cease, we are in active and ongoing discussions with provinces and territories to pursue several non-tariff measures. Measures which will demonstrate that there are no winners in a trade war. Now, just like I did a month ago, I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you.
Said your government has chose to do this to you. All right. The tariffs we're going to put on you, he's chosen to do that to you.
As of this morning, markets are down, and inflation is set to rise dramatically.
Hey, he ain't lying. All right, the stock market plummeted. Okay, and inflation is right. I was in Walmart the other day, and I looked at some eggs, some the bulk eggs. I think it was $17. I turned around. I had in my mind, hey, look, I might have to get some chickens, man. Okay, might have to get some chickens. I had them running around. I like Issachar be having chickens running around in their yard.
All across your country. Your government has chosen to put American jobs at risk, at the thousands of workplaces that succeed because of materials from Canada or because of consumers in Canada, or both. They've chosen to raise costs for American consumers on everyday essential items like groceries and gas, on major purchases like cars and homes, and everything in between. They've chosen to harm American national security, impeding access to the abundant critical minerals, energy, building materials, and fertilizers that we have and that the United States needs to grow and prosper. They've chosen to launch a trade war that will, first and foremost, harm American families. They've chosen to sabotage their own agenda that was supposed to usher in a new golden age for the United States.
All right, so he's saying, hey, look, we're going to push back, all right? We don't want to hurt the American people, which, hey, I don't believe nothing this devil has to say, okay? But at the same time, okay, he's pushing back because they're being pushed. Right now, this guy is actually coming out of office, I think, this week or next week, all right? And I think a female is supposed to take office next, okay? She's supposed to be this is the Prime Minister of Canada. Okay, now I'm going to show you. Now I think this is the equivalent of a governor. Okay, because this next guy I'm getting ready to post up here, he's from Ontario. I don't have their government structure down. All right, but he's called a premier or a premier. Okay, I think that's equivalent to a governor. And I want you to hear what he has to say. All right, what the Prime Minister is saying is true, and a lot of you have heard this before. We playing with fire. Messing with Canada because they got some stuff that we need. Pay attention. Fair use, fair use.
I would rather ship you more electricity, ship you more critical minerals. I want to ship you more energy, more potash to keep going down to the U.S. And I'm telling you, we will do it. It's unfortunate. I would rather ship you more electricity, ship you more critical minerals. I want to ship you more energy, more potash to keep your farmers going, and uranium that you use for your nuclear power. It comes through from Saskatchewan over to Ontario. And it's going to be a massive, massive problem.
You are ready, sir, to go to war, to go to a trade war with the United States, with the Trump administration.
We will respond like they've never seen before. You need our uranium. You need our potash. You need our high-grade nickel.
We need their uranium. Okay? We need it for power. Okay? We need it for power. Now, look, this... Let me see something real quick. So I think I'm gonna let this continue to play. I think it's repeating. I want to bring this other one up.
I will stockpile our high-grade nickel at 50% of your military and manufacturing needs. Your aluminum, the steel, the lumber. It will be an absolute disaster. And this is all due to one person, that's President Trump. I will stop shipments going into the U.S. for nickel. It will shut down manufacturing because 50% of the nickel you use is coming out of Ontario. I've ordered our bureaucrats to cut off tens of billions of dollars of contracts. I'm going after absolutely everything. We keep the lights on to 1.5 million homes in manufacturing in New York, in Michigan, and in Minnesota. If he wants to destroy our economy and our families, they're going to feel the pain like they've never felt before. Canadians are resilient, we're strong, we're proud, and we're going to fight back like they've never seen before. And I'm sorry to the American people that your president has decided to do this. I apologize, but he's giving us no choice. But when one person attacks our country unprovoked, then we're going to respond, and we're going to respond like the U.S. has never seen before. I will shut.
He said it's going to respond like never before. So they got Michigan, New York, and there's another state. Okay, three states that Ontario can just pull the switch on as far as the power is concerned. They can doggone kill the power. All right. Fair use. Hold on for a second. Let me show you something real quick. I got to pull this up. Matter of fact, I got to share my screen in order to do this. Okay. I'm not sure if it shows because I got a little thumbnail that I put in there. I was Minnesota. There you go. All right. Those three states. Hey, thank you there, King. All right. So New York, Michigan, and Minnesota. They can pull the switch. Okay. And those states will lose power. Why do you think Trump backpedaling right now? Okay. They ain't scared of you no more. Your pride has deceived you. Okay? Your pride has deceived you. Okay? You better work something out. Okay? Zelensky done went and to form alliance with other European nations. God? All right? What you gonna do? Vladimir Putin been linked up, all right, with Brazil and China, okay, and other nations and created BRICS. And you out here doggone with your chest out like none of that done happen. Remember me, Agent Orange, greatest doggone president in U.S. history. I'm gonna stick my chest out. I'm gonna flaunt my military, okay, and we gonna make America great again. We gonna run the world. Right? These jokers pushing back, and I'm gonna tell you something. Let me pull this down real quick. China. Let's see what China had to say. Hey, let's see what China had to say. Oh, you're going to raise our taxes from 10 to 20%, huh? All right. Bear with me. One of y'all want to say something real quick.
Lucky I don't want to. I heard that Trump had backed off the car manufacturer tariffs because the car manufacturers, they're powerful. And they crawled up his backside, and he decided to pull that tariff on the manufacturers of cars. So he's a fraidy cat. He can't stand. He don't stand up to his own convictions. So people can, they can get the better of him. He's the weakest bully that's out there.
That's
Most bullies, they'll fight you. They'll come in and punch you in the nose and whatnot. Trump can't take that. If somebody punch him in the nose, he'll back. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, Con. Ain't nobody playing around, man. Okay, these people are prideful of their countries. All right, the Most High gonna put it all in order. All right, but they're fed up with this bully, man. Okay, fair use, fair use. All right, fair use, fair use. That's right. This is war talk. All right, pay attention. Can y'all hear? Because I can't hear. All right, I'll tell y'all what. Let me repost it. All right, let me repost. These devils can't get away. Y'all stay with me, family, okay? Hey, we almost done with you, Israel. We almost done with you. Okay? Let me get the video. These devils don't want this to play. Stay with us.
By the Chinese embassy. Quote, if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. As Secretary of Defense, how do you take that? Well, up last night, this was posted by the Chinese embassy. Quote, if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. As Secretary of Defense, how do you take that?
Well, we're prepared. Those who long for peace must prepare for war. That's why we're rebuilding our military. That's why we're reestablishing deterrence and the warrior ethos, is because we live in a dangerous world with powerful ascendant countries with very different ideologies. You mentioned defense spending. They're rapidly increasing their defense spending. Modern technology. They want to supplant the United States.
So when you ever heard the United States give other countries props like that? Other ascending, all right, militaries, all right, from these other countries, right? That's right. That's war talk. The Rock then said it again. That's war talk. China said, look, I don't care what kind of war you want to engage in. All right. You want to get into tariff war? All right. You want to go to doggone guerrilla warfare? Okay? You want to go into a mechanized doggone war? What you want to do? Right? Cyber war.
Last night, this was posted by the Chinese embassy. Quote, if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. As
China said we're ready to fight to the end. Okay? And the first thing to come out of this defense secretary mouth is, well, ultimately we want peace. Listen.
Secretary of Defense, how do you take that?
Well, we're prepared. Those who long for peace must prepare for war.
Those that long for peace must prepare for war.
That's why we're rebuilding our military. That's why we're
rebuilding. Sound like they're ready, don't it, The Rock?
Reestablishing deterrence and the warrior ethos is because we live in a dangerous world with powerful ascendant countries with very different ideologies. You mentioned defense spending. They're rapidly increasing their defense spending. Modern technology. They want to supplant the United States. If we want to deter war with the Chinese or others, we have to be strong. And that president understands peace comes through strength. He also has a great relationship with that gentleman right there, too, Xi Jinping. So where we can partner, where we can cooperate to recognize that we don't want war with China, we don't seek that war, we will. And the president has sought.
We don't want war with China. China said, hey, whatever you want to do, whatever's clever, fella. The space and opportunity, man. Okay?
Say, bring it.
But we don't want war. Calm down. Okay? We don't want that. Okay? Tough words, man. Okay? Hey, this ain't the same doggone place, man. Okay? And these devil spirits are being riled up by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua.
Salaki, I don't want.
Okay. Hey, go ahead, Kay.
Hey, the Secretary of Defense has never held a post higher than a lieutenant. He's never been in command. So they got him. They China just, hey, we got a sucker here. We can play him.
He don't speak like a military man.
No, he don't.
Hey, Jeremiah Ben Yehoiada said that if we go to war with China, we have to deal with Russia. You're absolutely right. They're in alliance with one another.
Yeah.
All right. Those are those kings. Those are the kings of the West. I'm sorry. Kings of the East. That you hear about in the scriptures. Those are the kings of the East. All right. That you hear about in the scriptures. China and Russia. All right. This thing is coming to pass. Yasha Allah, and we got to get right. All right. Give me the book of Ezekiel chapter 25. All right. And verse number 12. We're going to end on this note. Get you up out of here. All right. So y'all can start getting ready. All right. For the Sabbath. The Sabbath coming in. All right. Tomorrow evening. Okay. Go ahead. Give me that. Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse number 12. He speaks like a spoiled brat, don't he there, Mike? All right.
He does. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom hath dealt against Slaki. Did you say something, Adawan?
La'ah. I didn't say nothing.
From the top. Thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them.
That's right. Okay. This is why this is happening to you, Esau. Okay. Because you put your hands on the apple of the Most High eye. You dealt with us harshly when you had us in chains and in captivity. You took it too far. Now that get back is coming. Not saying I want you to jump to Galatians 6 and 7. Okay. That get back is coming. All right. This is why this is happening. The scripture is telling you that. All right. By taking vengeance against the house of Judah, you have greatly offended. Okay? And you doggone revenged yourself. You told us in the book of Malachi chapter 1, okay, that you were going to rebuild the desolate places. That's exactly what you did. But the Most High said, guess what? All right, I'm going to tear that thing down. And that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. All right? And you can run too, but you can't hide. Okay? Because the Most High going to deal with you by the hands of his people, Israel, because we are now battling. Huh? Hey, read on, King. Read on.
Verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it.
That's right. Read.
And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
City. All right, Edom. Go ahead, King.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
That's right. By the hand of who?
My people Israel.
We're getting our get back. We're going to get it. You just got to be patient there, family.
Come.
You just got to be patient. See, that's the spirit that's on the Sons of Thunder Israelites, man. Okay? That's what our elder teaches us, man. All right? My leader, my friend, Yahweh, he teaches us that patience. We had to grow in that thing. I saw him grow, and I damn sure seen myself grow. And I know he done seen me. We had to learn that. We had to learn patience, man. Okay, and I'm not saying that we got it all the way figured out. But that's a spirit that we got on. But sit back. Do the will of the Most High God. All right. Don't venture off in other people's affairs. All right. Keep the commandments. All right. When we get brothers that go off, we take care of it in-house.
Yeah.
All right. We ain't doggone blasting it out all to the public like doggone Zelensky, Trump, and Vance. Okay. We're going to handle this thing decently and in order. Okay? And we're going to be patient. Okay? Because that's how the saints are supposed to operate. All right? We're waiting patiently for our king to come back here and reward us for keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments, and for being patient. Huh? Read on.
And they shall do in Edom according to my anger.
And we're going to do in Edom according to his anger. You're going to get your get back according to the Most High's anger. He's going to put that power on you. Read that in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7.
Counter one. It's the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. This got to come to pass. Read that last part again, Micah Allah, where it says, and they shall do in Edom. Read that again. The scriptures say that be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, slavery, persecution, all right, bondage, killing our brothers in the doggone streets. All right. Doing our sisters wrong. All right. Pouring them out. You're going to deal with that. You're going to deal with it. And that's thus said the Lord. Read it again, Mike.
Come. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. And
Read.
They shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord God.
And they're going to know his vengeance, saith Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shah.
Come.
Counter one.
All praises to the Most High. And you ought to be rejoicing. All right. You know, it's kind of doggone sad. Okay. When you see these devils acting a fool. Okay. But you gotta look at it in a different light. Okay, you got to look at it in a different light. This is the end. Go give me 2nd Esdras 6 and verse number 9. This is their end and your beginning. All right. This is what this is. All right. It's coming. All right. Prophecy has to come to pass. We're not sitting around here waiting on, all right, doggone some guy to pop out of the sky with lollipops and damn teddy bears, all right, ready to doggone embrace us and give us a hug. No, that guy that's coming back here to kill. He's coming back here to kill the disobedient. He's coming back here to set his rulership and his kingdom here on earth. And the only ones that are going to be joint heirs with him is those who obey. Those who come back like babes again and who are willing to be instructed and to learn the ways of peace. Okay? To learn the ways of righteousness. Those are going to be the people who get to be joint heirs with the Hamashiach Yahweh. Read what I got you holding, King.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras.
2nd Esdras 6 and 9.
Chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Right.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follow.
For Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Con?
Con,
and any of you brothers got anything to say? Hey, we lost y'all the battle.
Oh. Just lost out of one.
It's like, bear with us one moment, family.
Okay. I was going to say that there's not much prophecy left in the Bible. We're getting to the end. We just went through Revelation, and we're almost at the end of Revelation when these prophecies we're in right now. The EU is against the United States. The United States is going to fall by the EU and Russia and China. When all those countries in the EU, they have nuclear weapons. They're starting to point their nuclear weapons away from Russia and onto the United States. And the prophecy says that they're going to burn it with fire. That's nuclear fire. So we're at the end. There's no time to fall off and not keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. We're at the end.
Counter one. It's just like Joel chapter 3, if I'm not wrong. Like it tells you that these other nations, they would like at some point say, like, let the weak become strong. Let the weak say that I am strong at some point. Right?
God.
That's the other nations realizing the power that they have over the US, and they're exercising that however they can. Right? So it's not exactly the same playing field that has been in Israel. That's a sign of the times that we need to get right before it's too late. And you know.
Hey, that's right. Hey, that's right. Now, hey, look, like I said before, okay. Hey, no man knoweth the day nor the hour. Okay. Hey, get that in Matthew chapter 24 real quick. Give me Matthew chapter 24 and verse number 6 real quick. All right, before we get out of here. No man knoweth the day nor the hour. You hear us saying, hey, we're at the end. Okay. We see the prophecies coming to pass. And as watchmen, we're going to warn you of them. Okay. We don't know the exact day nor hour. All right. The scriptures say this. Read that.
Counter one. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Right.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not.
For all these things, what, King?
Must come to pass.
All these things must come to pass. Wars and rumors of wars. Read.
Counter one. But the end is not yet.
But the end, the very end, is not yet. God? Okay? We're in the end times. We are in the end times. All right? But the day of the Lord is not here yet. Come, we want to clear that up. Okay? We got to be very careful about what we say. I said it as well. Okay? We have to be very careful about what we say. All right? And make sure that we're dividing, all right, this truth, all right, correctly. Come?
Counter one.
All right. All praise to the Most High. Bahashim Mashiach Yahushua. Make sure you're tuning in to all of our platforms, brothers and sisters. Okay. Hey, make sure you're tuning in. Hey, join the Patreon. So a lot of brothers and sisters are saying that they missed Truth Tuesdays. All right. We got Truth Tuesdays on the Patreon. Con. All right. Where's that flyer? Where's that flyer? Y'all mind me. My guy a little slow right now. Okay, join the Patreon. You can find Truth Tuesdays on the Patreon. Okay, these are our tiers right here. Okay, you got the standard tier. Okay, $15. Okay, you got Pillars of Rest. That's how you get into our Pillars of Rest programs there, sisters. Okay, you got to get on the Patreon. Okay, and then you got to follow the instructions from there. Okay, our elite membership is $35 monthly, and executive membership is $50 monthly. Okay, you get all of these amenities, okay, with those elite and executive tiers. Con, all right. Make sure you check out Adawan Yawa'al, who's going to come on Friday. Okay, Adawan's going to come on tomorrow with a host of other brothers with the Sabbath lesson. All right. Hey, Adawan's going to open up the floor for questions as well. Okay. So make sure, I'm not saying that we don't answer your questions here. We will. Okay, but the Adawan has an actual segment, okay, where you can do a Q&A. Also, Captain Yaikwab and Captain Aharon, Captain Yaikwab and Captain Aharon, those brothers come on Saturday morning to do the bar for bar lesson. All right, check those brothers out as well. Okay, they come on around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and they go for about a couple of hours. Con? All right, we'll see you, brothers and sisters, for the new moon, for the new year. All right, make sure you're in attendance in Atlanta if you can be there. Okay, I think I'm here, right here. New moon, first month. That's the new year, our new year. Okay, make sure you're in attendance for that. Okay, let me pull this brother's comment down. All right, make sure you're in attendance for the new moon, first month. All right, we're going to link together March 28th at evening. We're going to start at 7:45 p.m. sharp. Con? Right. And then later on, okay, shortly afterwards, all right, it's going to be the Lord's Passover, okay? The Lord's Passover, which is going to be April the 11th at evening. Con? April the 11th at evening. Make sure you RSVP. Okay, make sure you RSVP. Hey, I hope that banner is here because I know there's I don't think we're sending our RSVPs through the SOT feast day at Gmail. If you do, we'll still take care of you, family. I'm just trying to find that link. Hey, Adawan, if you're on, or if any of the officers are on and they're able to put that link in the chat for the Passover, for RSVPing for the Passovers, please do so right now. Put that link in the chat because I don't see it here. We need to get that posted here in the background for the StreamYard. Okay, get that posted for the people so that the people can go ahead and RSVP. All right, because we're definitely going to close that thing out at max capacity. Okay, we're going to close that thing out at max capacity. So we want our people to go ahead and RSVP. That way we got, seating, all right, and we're able to feed you. Most importantly, the lesson, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. Con?
Con.
All right, all praises to the Most High. All right, I don't think anybody posted that link. All right, I don't think anybody posted that link. We may not be ready to push it out. That's maybe what
Often the Rock put it up. There's the Eventbrite link.
Okay, the Eventbrite link. Is it? Do we have the link, King? The Rock. All right. Hey, here soon, there, family. We're going to create a flyer. Okay, we're going to create a flyer for it. And if you do email us at sotfeastday@gmail.com, we will point you in the right direction. Okay, we'll have this stuff for you here shortly. I'm pretty sure Yaikwab may go ahead and have that on display, or Adawan may do it tomorrow night. Khan? Okay. But it's good seeing you, brothers and sisters, as always. All right. Y'all stay in the spirit. Y'all keep the Most High's laws, his statutes and commandments. And until we meet again, brothers and sisters, all right, we love you. Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to support the body, you can donate via Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. We are the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved.